I've been seeing a really cool trend on Twitter recently, and that has to do with Brazilian Hatsune Miku, right? For those who don't know, why did you click on this video not knowing already what Brazilian Hatsune Miku was? There was a user on Twitter that drew Hatsune Miku, but with representation of Brazil. So, shirt with the Brazilian flag on it, and then a drink in hand, and so on, darker skin, and so on and so forth. And that started a huge trend, right? And I cannot get enough of it. Me personally, I like some of Hatsune Miku's music. I know nothing about Vocaloid culture. Do not crucify me in the comments. I'm sorry. I just want to talk about this. I have friends who are really deep into Vocaloids, and maybe they can leave their shit down in the comments. But I just love to see the creativity and the expressions. And sometimes it's memes, and sometimes it's also like genuine appreciation for different cultures. It went from being all Brazilian and seeing all these different people who are Brazilian like showing off their love for Hatsune Miku, because Hatsune Miku is fucking gigantic. She is everywhere. She is Mickey Mouse levels of popular. So seeing all these people make art of her is really, really cool to see. And then it went to then show seeing other cultures, right? Specifically, it was more like people of color, like uh, cultures as well. So South American, because I saw that it uh, went from Brazil, and then I saw stuff like Puerto Rican, and then I saw stuff like uh, I think oh yeah, it was Argentinian, and then I also saw, I think then there was Mexican, and I think I even saw like Chilean uh Hatsune Miku. So all of these different pieces of art were just so cool to see. And as somebody that really likes seeing different cultures and seeing how they're expressed in everyday like aspects, I thought it was awesome to see like how they're depicted in their dress, and oftentimes they're drawn holding something. So I know the Brazilian Miku was drawn holding a beverage that I'm guessing is just a canned soda that's a brand from uh, that's popular in Brazil. So that's really cool to see. And then as that continued, it's really funny that it started traveling up the like up the American continents, right? So it went from Brazil, and then it started going up before finally I think like the very next thing I saw was Texan. Um after Mexican, it was Texan Miku, which I thought was really funny. And some of those were memes, and it was, just cowboy boots and so on, kind of like the whole like stereotypical Texan kind of thing. Cowboy boots, really short shorts, and then a cowboy hat, right? But then there was others that were like actual genuine appreciation of the like culture of the state of Texas, right? As a whole, because um, each state has like their different culture and so on. As mundane as some of them are, but everywhere has culture. Uh, yeah, everything everywhere has culture. It just kind of depends on whether that's ethnic culture or if it's locational culture and so on. Which this definitely seems to be celebrating a lot of those different things. Because then the Miku goes into Florida, and there's a bunch of memes like Florida Man Miku, and then it goes west, and then there's like Californian Miku, where she kind of looks like a valley girl. But then also I saw people drawing native Hatsune Miku for Native Indian and so on and so forth, and I thought that was really really cool, because you got to see a lot of the different nations interpretations of those. And then I saw that they were going up. That I even saw Midwestern, and then I saw a few more memes of like the upper peninsula of continental United States before going into Canada. And the Canadian ones were really funny because some of them were expressing like reverence for Canadian culture and so on, for like native Canadians. And then there was also straight up just Miku in a red checkered flannel, um, with a hockey shirt under it, uh holding like a warm water bottle. And I thought that one was really funny because I was like, "What's this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be Canadian?" And then, yep, because she was speaking French Canadian, Canadian French, or I forget the actual term for that. But then they kept going up, and eventually it hit Inuit culture, and I thought that was really really cool of seeing like Inuit culture, and then upper higher not, I guess, latitude native cultures, right, in the colder environments. um and I thought that was fucking awesome to see. And then we ended up going over the pond, um and we got started to see a lot of memes of British like Hatsune Miku, but then there was like actual really cool like celebrations of European uh culture instead of it just being like, oh, I'm white. It was like actual like celebrations of things like Germanic dress and so on, or Icelandic festivals and dress and so on, because a lot of these have to do with clothing and so on. Putting Miku, who's essentially a Barbie doll, in a bunch of different dresses and so on, that are from these different cultures, and like really just celebrating like ethnic cultures of all sorts of places. And then it went to, I think I even saw like Russian Miku, and then I saw Indian Miku, and then like Southeast Asian Miku, and then I saw like and then I saw obviously stuff with Miku from being drawn with like African lineage of different African countries and so on, and I thought that was awesome. And I think the funniest one, I saw was somebody tried drawing Israeli Hatsune Miku, but they all got ratioed the fuck out of. And it spurred a trend of drawing Hatsune Miku in support of Palestine, and I thought that was really fucking funny. Because two people tried drawing Hatsune Miku, one of them sucked, and the other one was AI generated, and I just thought that that was so ironic on so many different levels. Um, and that was hilarious. Um, and it was even funnier that in the uh in the trend, it kind of seems that it's now going, like, now ending back up in the east and with East Asian, right? It's like has traveled abroad and is now returning home, or visiting her sister uh that's in Japan. And I can't wait to kind of see Mongolian Hatsune Miku, right? From the Mongolian steppe, or I can't wait to see, like, ooh, something fell. Like Chinese Hatsune Miku, and maybe you can like do different like ethnicities that are in China, right? Um, so maybe there could even be something like Uyghur representation for China, or then even with like Ainu for Japanese, right? I think that'd be really cool. And then obviously depicting them in the broader ethnicity of Chinese and Japanese, but then Japanese Hatsune Miku is just Hatsune Miku. So that's I love it. I really do. I can definitely see why so many people love Miku, because she can really be anything, and that's beautiful. So, I had a plan of printing off a bunch of Hatsune Miku images, but then I was like, that's going to be really difficult to kind of like credit all of the artists for that. But I kind of turned against that. And I also plan on editing this video, maybe, of showing examples, but I'm going to leave it to you guys. Leave a link or image, excuse me, to your favorite Hatsune Miku down in the comments. Let me know what you think of Hatsune Miku, this whole trend, this whole art trend. Did you take part in it? If so, leave a link down below. I would love to see it. I like seeing all of this. But yeah, if you want to support me, I have a Patreon down below. I also have a Cash App down there. Any amount will do. I really do need it. It helps support the channel and helps support me. But yeah, other than that, as always, I will see you guys next video. Bye-bye. Click!